Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. Spawn north side as the Purple Lightning Olaf, we got StarFlash250. Spawn south side as the Gray Sky Von Bolt, we got DangerDave. So whenever I think here the word danger, I think of Crocodile Hunter. Danger, danger, danger. Sorry, that was a weird reference, but that's when I hear the word danger, I just think of Steve Irwin. The late Steve Irwin. Infantry, this is a 3-base map, Fog of War. There's also a pair of airports, comm towers in the center, not super contestable, but if one gets captured, this already probably means the game's over. Oh, we got a APC deployed in the field. I've been seeing a decent number of APC openers in this map, help push units forward. Olaf does go for artillery instead. Bumble, of course, gets a passive +10/+10. Olaf gets unaffected by snow. He can create occasional snow blizzard, but he's mostly a superpower CO for the Winter Fury. Bumble can be... his superpower is deceptively useful. It can be some of the Eagles, like it gives you a double turn and a part of a map. But because if a certain part of the map gets hit by the Ex Machina, it's effectively locked down. And artillery up here. Volbolt's mostly carried by his day-to-day passive +10/+10, just makes all of the units just good. At no additional cost. His Ex Machina, like I said, is not meant for the damage, mostly meant for the stun. If they're ever going to do some sort of like a mini Ex Machina, like they did with Sturm's mini Meteor, where it does less damage, they could give him a power which only does AoE stun with no damage. Honestly, that would be a bit overpowered though. Because I'm trying to think how many stars assigned that. It would have to be at least 6, maybe 7. Because you have to best compare it to Eagle's double turn, I would say. 6 stars may be adequate. Yeah, no, 7 stars. If you just do a stun-only version of it. Double tank. Recon does get an early strike, free hit there on the artillery. Very good hit. Usually Recon rushes meant to raid infantry units, not artillery. So, Vonbolt got a early first good engagement. He's getting lucky. Tank, infantry, recon. So we've got a number of recons in the field. The number appears to be 3 on the field. Tanks starting to push the way forward. Of course, that's not in any force, so it's easily spotted. It's right over there. Both players have claimed the comm tower. APC over here. Haven't seen mechs push forward just yet. Just some infantry units there. Got a recon anti-air. Generally, it's always said they should get at least 1 anti-air out before turn by no later than turn 10. So Olaf will either go for a battlecopter or an anti-air this turn. Because last you want to do is have your pants cocked down and get hit by a battlecopter. Looks like it deletes the cruiser. The wounded artillery will limp its way onto the HQ. Good strike there, hits that one as well. Anti-air, battlecopter, infantry. So both players now have battlecopter in the field. Tank will strike tank, but will spot the artillery at the exact wrong moment. Tank will strike tank, but of course it's also in range of the artillery. This artillery is in range of this tank, but this tank should have vision of the artillery. Recon, tank, battlecopter. Oh, they also got this artillery. Recon strikes the artillery, very nice. Tank strikes recon. So you took out the recon with the tank rather than use the artillery, so he wants to move the artillery forward. Looks like the artillery strikes him with our auxiliary. And we'll use the tank to strike the tank there. So they're going to just drag each other down. Tank, tank. Tank will strike the recon. Recon gets struck there as well. Neo-tank infantry. Olaf does have 24,000 comes those Von Bolts, so both players can afford a Neo-tank per turn, not necessarily a bomber each turn. But Von Bolt also has 30,000 funds in the bank, and there's some expensive stuff we can go for. Oops, that's the wrong button. Not log. Here we go. What units are banned? Just the black bomb. So stealth bombers are not banned. Good strikes there. I always have to remind myself which maps has what sort of bans because... Oh! Got a rocket. I generally frown upon rockets. It's also on the strong side, so his strong side would be slowed down because of that. I can understand having a rocket deployed up here. Find a good position to start firing upon, because we've got quite a bit of stuff up here. Bit of a shooting gallery. But he deploys on his strong side, which I disagree with. Generally, I think on the strong side, you should go for more mobile assets, such as tanks and anti-airs, recons. Occasionally, medium tanks. Neo tanks are quite understandable. But on your weak side, medium tanks and rockets will make a bit more sense because they don't have to travel as far. And they're better in defensive positions. Medium tanks are good defensive units, while Neo tanks are a bit more of an offensive unit, in my opinion. Recon, tank, battlecopter, infantry. Looks like Von Bolt is trying to flip this property there and capture this despicable neutral. That looks like the last despicable neutral. Battlecopter connects. Olaf's battlecopter appears to be in range of this battlecopter. Barring the meat shield there. Got a Neo tank up north. Almost see enough for a Winter Fury. Tank hitting down south as well. Looks like purple's a little largely rotating around. Von Bolt's pretty far from his superpower. Trying to say Age Up, but it's the wrong game. I also cast quite a bit of Age of Empires and Age of Mythology. Tank, recon, infantry, and battlecopter. The fact that Olaf has a bigger power charge than Von Bolt means he took a lot more damage than Von Bolt. Though right now, they're still pretty even value in the field, so it's going either way. Battlecopter gets a good strike there. He saw the battlecopter there, so he knew that he was entering the range of his opponent's battlecopter. And he has to be very careful about the Winter Fury. The first Winter Fury can come much more quicker, like any CO getting caught off by an early winter. Ask Napoleon, ask Hitler. They of course both got caught off by an early winter. Though, unlike them, Genghis Khan invaded the winter and won. Oh, there's the superpower. Managed to squeeze out just enough. It was pretty easy to squeeze that out. You can be a bit more aggressive trying to squeeze it out because you know your opponent can be wounded after it. Wounds everything. He's going to spend a decent amount of repairs. The Neo tank did end its turn on top of a city. Of course, the snow will also slow down the advance. Anti-air, tank, and artillery. Ends turn 152. Von Bolt starts turn 134. His Ex Machina is still a decent amount away. Artillery can strike an infantry unit or an infantry unit. Looks like he just sort of solidifying his defense there, but there's nothing much to defend against. Of course, it's our caster vision. Anti-air strike battlecopter, artillery strikes infantry, infantry strikes infantry, infantry gets finished off, tank on tank. Some hits there. Neo-tank looks like just trying to keep out of vision range rather than out of attack range, because this tank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is in range of the Neo-tank. Of course, just needs a path in front of it. He does spot the Neo-tank there. It takes out the Neo-tank has a clear path to the Neo-tank. Hits the artillery there. Takes out the artillery. Neo-tank strikes a Neo-tank. Ex Machina is now available. Strong likelihood will strike somewhere up here. Oh yeah, it's definitely going to strike. Let's see, probably this battlecopter. Well, he needs to pull this tank off the city first, and it will definitely strike this battlecopter. I don't see any other real target for the strike. Everything else moving around, rotating. Another Neo-tank infantry. I don't think it'll be drawn over here. Because it would... I guess we'll find out soon enough. He can manipulate where it lands, but... it struck right there. He did not pull the tank off the city, so his own tank gets locked down, but it did make some action first. So, that'll be okay. He used the Neo-tank to strike the regular tank, not the Neo-tank there. He used the Neo-tank to strike the Neo-tank, however, instead. Everything over here got repaired up from winter. Vombo could be a bit more aggressive in this area. Of course, he does lack a proper spotting of everything. Infantry, recon, infantry, battlecopter. And now this flank is largely locked down. Artillery is out of range of everything. Though right now, only that's left that's locked down is the recon, battlecopter, technically 1 health tank that's not supporting some infantry. So up here, Olaf is not super great. He's still a good amount of units there. His biggest asset's probably artillery in the back line. The artillery and the auxiliary has 120,000 field, of course, the day-to-day income. So Olaf has a slight advantage when it comes to value at the moment. And trying to flip a property there. Bombo does have 27,000 income versus 23,000. Now Neo-tank rotating over there to contend with the Neo-tank. Tank, battlecopter, and base skip. Infantry takes out tank, anti-air strikes battlecopter. Neo-tank takes out recon. Neo-tank takes out battlecopter. Or not battlecopter, artillery. Anti-air. Some good picks there. Tank, infantry, anti-air, battlecopter. A lot of these properties in the center for Olaf is actually quite exposed. If Vombolt was a bit more aggressive, he could actually claim them. Battlecopter strikes Neo-tank. And that Neo-tank is struck again. He could fall back and merge to 5 health Neo-tanks. Could be a good idea. Oh! That's what he's doing. He should probably merge with 2-3 health Neo-tanks and leave on top of the city. His own Neo-tanks push way forward. So that was what Olaf was doing. I was a bit confused about the anti-air striking the Neo-tank, but was not paying close enough attention to the power charge. And I understand now. And of course, since both the Neo-tanks were still alive, he effectively got hit twice. They hadn't had time to merge them up. Anti-air strikes battlecopter, and the next Ex Machina is very far away. Recon does try to get the infantry in there. Neo-tank strikes recon, Neo-tank strikes recon, tank strikes recon. simply decides not to merge them. Goes for tank, infantry. Doesn't have too much leftover funds, but does have 6,000 funds left on the next turn, so a lot of valuable assets he can utilize. Artillery does strike the 8th year. Bombbolt still has a 2,000 income lead, it's not too bad. Alright, swaps with the capturing unit. Neo-tank, recon, infantry. Bombbolt starts to turn about 26,000, has 125,000 field versus Olaf's 151, so Olaf has about 1 turn advantage, I would say. A lot of good interrupts there, a lot of good strikes, though he will not be able to interrupt this capture, so there'll be even 25 versus 25,000 income. And Bombbolt goes for a full stealth, which the Winter Fury will do a number to it, but he will still need to counter with his own fighter or his own stealth. Personally, I think a missile should be at least able to range stealths, but apparently that doesn't happen when they're camouflaged. Olaf's turn. Looks like Bombbolt is trying to stabilize the game with that stealth. It's hard to say if it will. Definitely just send it up north to help hit the Neo-tanks. Olaf has to send the Neo-tank down south to stabilize this flank. Bombbolt's starting to be aggressive down there. Lots of good hits there for Olaf. He's also trying to flip another property. This property down here has 12 capture progress remaining, so we'll take a couple more turns. Neo-tank. Does take a 2 off tank there. Battlecopter strikes Battlecopter. Stealth. And probably gonna do the camouflage immediately. Part of me wonders maybe you could wait another turn, but it would probably be spotted at that point in time. If the front line was here, he could wait a turn to stealth it, just to conserve the fuel, because you know how much fuel burns. That's a good bit of Neos. Yes, it is. Once you get above to 25,000, at least 22,000 plus the number of bases, -1, you can start pumping out Neo-tanks every single turn. Not always a great idea, but it's generally a pretty effective idea. Battlecopter does range the artillery, but will be countered by the 8th year that's right next to it. Of course, that artillery was in range of the Neo-tank and still technically is, just won't be as effective. Ex Machina is now available. Right now, it would definitely strike the 2 Neo-tanks. Probably strike right here if I hazard a guess. Another Neo-tank, infantry. We go for the Ex Machina immediately. He sees his 2 Neo-tanks. That could also allow the rocket is already in range of one of them. Does go for that kill first. He's holding his Ex Machina. He's going to soften up his opponent. It's still struck over here. If he didn't want to strike over here, then he could have perhaps stealth from the Neo-tanks there, but he did go ahead and fire it off over here. Did lock down his own infantry units there, so it looks like it may have struck right there. Which I'm sort of surprised it didn't strike right here. Okay, because the infantry or the APC would get hit. Since the infantry is worth less, it decided to target it around the value of also the infantry as well as his own APC. Stealth strikes the Neo-tank. We do, of course, have a Winter Fury, so that stealth will be struck pretty hard. When I say pretty hard, I mean by 2 damage, which honestly, it's pretty hard. Olaf would likely have to pull out fighter next turn as well. Additionally, he can just pull back from his flank so the stealth will have half movement in the winter. And immediately pops Winter Fury. Quite understandable. Recon strikes APC. And a lot of the stuff's going to be resupplied, like this rocket. Oh, 2 rockets going to get us resupplied there. He went for another rocket. I disagree with that. Tank battlecopter. I mean, even though his opponent has a superpower, he could have gone for triple infantry and without the storm. Yep, the stealth's movement range is not great, and no fighter there. Those are going to try to ignore the stealth, which is always a possibility. Did take out the APCs, forces another APC. The APC probably should start running towards over here, just so we can resupply the stealth one last time. Now let's get some more victories on the left side. Olaf does 26,000 for 24,000. Tank gets knocked out, Neo Tank. Tank, infantry, and of course APC. 4,000 funds remaining. Of course, there's a lot of repairs last turn. And Olaf decides to go for our fighter now. Battlecopter charging it forward just for a bit of spotting. Does spot the tank there. How devastating. 2 Neo Tanks this region. Wood is in range of a rocket. The other one's nice and close. Got a couple of recons over here. Olaf feels like he's, or Vombo feels like in a bad position there for all these Neo Tanks nearby. Olaf has 135, Vombo has 131, so they're actually pretty even right now. And usually the game goes on, the more Olaf tends to pull ahead. Oh, does get trapped there. And does throw some rounds there. Takes it out. And the APC is out of range. Yep. Wait. How much fuel does stealth burn each turn? It's 12, right? He'll be down to 1 fuel next turn. Oh, one reason why he pulled back. There's no way he needs to resupply. It's like 7 additional fuel upon the 5 base. I think it's 12, right? He really does need that resupply. If it is 13, oops. Tank, infantry, and of course battlecopter. Neo Tank falls back to the city. Olaf's turn. Neo Tank will take out the artillery. Regular Tank does not spot the rockets. He spots the rocket now, and the rocket gets hit pretty hard there. They can at least range the artillery before it goes down. Bomb may need an anti-air to help hit the battlecopter and fighter. Triple flips there. He at least interrupt the column power capture. You can interrupt this one with this infantry and interrupt this one with this infantry. Okay, only burnt went 13 down to 5, so burnt 8 fuel. Got it. All I just know on the top of my head is that stealths burn a lot of fuel per turn. And I think it's at 0 fuel right now. Oh, 1. Got some hits over here. Takes out that tank thanks to the support of the rocket. Went for the tank rather than the artillery. Interrupts the captors. Very nice. Blizzard's now available, which can be useful to help trap that stealth and other aircraft. Prevent them from running away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That Neo Tank's now in range of the rocket. The rocket's been... and spots the rocket now, and probably like, oh crap. He can at least charge for the Neo Tank to strike the rocket. I probably would do that myself as a 3 health Neo Tank. Not super useful anymore. Purple feels like making some good grounds over here. Oh, he charged forward to hit the recon, not the rocket. So this rocket will get a good shot onto that Neo tank there. Olaf ends turn 151, Vombo starts turn 152, so they're still neck and valley, but feels like Purple's in a better position right now. Now the income has been stabilized. Get some good hits there. Stealth heading down south. It is, I believe, in range of the fighter, but in vision range is another matter, of course. The APC should start trailing the stealth, but don't stay next to it, it may reveal it. You can actually use the APC to bait out the fighter or unit trying to find the stealth. Some good hits down his health. The stealth can get a shot on the anti-air, or not anti-air, onto the fighter. No stealth near or anti-air nearby to hit this fighter, and Olaf does go ahead and resign. That resign may be a little bit too premature. He almost had a Winter Fury, and with our cast vision, we knew the stealth was not in a great position. But either way, Olaf has resigned. This Android saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next replay.